Welcome back to the studio. Today I'm going to teach you paper quilling. Paper quilling is the technique of creating a piece of art out of strips of paper, like this, that you turn into paper coils, like this. I don't know if you can see that. Looks like a coil. There's the strip of paper rolled up. Okay. So what you do is you create a whole bunch of these coils, which are really easy to make, and I'm going to teach you all about that. And then you can glue them down to create an image. So, just to try it out, you can create little caterpillars, butterflies, little bugs. Just create a few coils and try to turn them into something, or just play, have fun decorating. I have some projects that are a little bit more difficult than this that I've done. Here's a little heart. All right, you can see there are some coils that are different shapes on there. I'm going to teach you how to do that. And then I've done some real big projects with quilling. And here's a bunny that I created. All right, and there's a lot of quills in there, different sizes and shapes. And this is the project that I am going to create with you live. Well, not really live. I'll be live. You'll be watching when you get a chance. To create a large image like this, you can, one, either draw the shape, or to make it easier on yourself, what I did was I just printed out, I Googled the image I wanted. I printed it out on paper, and then I just cut it out and traced it. And you're all right, so when you're cutting your paper, I like to hold a couple of sheets together. This way I get a couple of colors at once. And I just do it by eye. I just cut about 1/2 inch pieces as I go. I'm just eyeing it. They're not perfect and they are not all the same, but I'm just doing the best I can. Now, if you are the type of person that likes to have everything done perfectly, there is a way you can measure out your strips. The easiest way to do this is to take a piece of lined paper, just cut it in half. Doesn't matter, this doesn't matter either how straight you do it. You only need half of this. And you can just start with one piece of paper. I like to line up the top line on my lined paper with the edge of my colored paper. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark each line. I'm gonna use a Sharpie so you can see it, but I'm gonna mark the side of each line where it touches my yellow paper. Okay, so I'm just making a little dot. All right. Now, once you have these little dots on your paper, hope you can see them. Let me make them a little bigger. Once you have these dots on your paper, you're going to just use a ruler to line them up. Connect them with a ruler and draw a line across the page. And that is the line you will cut on. Now, if you start measuring and cutting your quills, you are taking this project to a whole nother level. And this is going to take you a lot more time. So this is totally up to you. Again, it doesn't bother me at all if your strips are totally by hand and random. But again, if you are going to use a ruler, make sure when you're cutting them, you do add a few other colors behind your paper so that when you do cut these, you will at least get a few strips at a time. Alrighty, so I hope this helps with cutting the strips. And now we can move on to making our coils. To roll the coils, you're going to need a Q-tip, and you're going to cut off the ends. Be careful you don't cut the piece off and have it go near your face. Okay, so you're going to have like a, it's like a little cute little toothpick without the pointy edges. All right, and I'm just going to pick up a strip, and I'm going to literally just roll it around my stick. Okay, using both hands to kind of guide it. And you'll get really quick at these once you get started. Okay, and then there's your coil. Right. Oop. Right there. All right. And now I'm going to show you how to make all of these different shapes. Okay? So to demonstrate how to make these coils, I'm going to use the measured strips, just so you can see the difference. So the first one we have is called a tight coil, right here. Okay, and it's very small. And what you do is you just roll your paper around your Q-tip, keeping it nice and tight as you roll it. And then when you get to the end, you slide it, you just slide it off the end of the Q-tip. And you glue it, you glue that end piece right down. Okay? So that's keeping the coil very tight, very tightly rolled. See that? Okay, so that's how we make a tight coil. Glue that here so you can see. There you go. All right, and then we have loose coil. And loose coil, you make them all basically the same. You start with a coil. So that's the only one that's different, the tight coil, because you want to take it off tight so it stays tight. For a loose coil, you're going to just roll your paper around your Q-tip stick. And then when you take it off, you're not going to be so worried to slide it off in a tight curl. You can just sort of let it fall off, okay? That creates a loose coil, and you just can glue down the end of that again, keeping it loose this time, so you get a coil that looks more open, okay? Which leads to the last coil, which is an open coil. So now I'm rolling a coil that I'm going to just let fall off of the Q-tip, and I'm not going to glue it shut this time. Okay. And I'll just glue that down here. Sorry, it's a little tricky picking these little guys up. Okay. Now for the teardrop, you're going to roll a loose coil and glue it closed. And then you're just going to take one side of it and you're going to pinch it, just like that. And that is going to give you a teardrop shape. Okay, so I just pinched one end. All right. Alrighty. For the eye shape, probably already guessed this, you're going to pinch two sides. So I'm going to pinch the right side, I'm going to pinch the left side, and I'm just going to kind of leave the middle open. And that gives you like an eye drop shape. I kind of like that for flowers and petals. Okay, the S curve, you are going to first roll half of your strip one way. When you get about to the middle, you're just going to take your stick out and you're going to flip it upside down and roll the other half in the other direction. Okay, And then when you take it off, you have this sort of S curl. And again, you could stretch these out or not. Okay. To make the heart, you can take your strip, fold it in half. You're going to curl both halves in towards the middle. So I'll take one side, curl it in towards the middle. Okay, and then I'm going to just take that out and I'm going to curl the other side in towards the middle. And take that off there. Just sort of get that back in there. Sometimes you have to play with them a little bit. Okay, there's my little heart shape. Okay, glue that there for you. Okay, and lastly we have the triangle and the square, and again you're going to use closed coils for that. So I'm going to take one closed coil, and for the triangle I'm going to pinch one corner, and then I'm going to pinch a second corner, and then finally a third. Okay, so a triangle has 3 corners, so you're going to pinch 3 spots of your coil to make a triangle. And you guessed it, to make the square, you're going to pinch 4 spots around the edge of your circle, coil. You are leaving a circle in the middle, and there you have a square shape. don't forget to share with me. Bye.